in 2008, when my father had just died. I was 2 years old. I was living with my mother and my siblings. That time, my mother had no money of paying school fees since she had many children. Whenever I could go at school, they would chase me for school fees. This forced me and my siblings to go and work in different people's places. We went for many activities. We dug in people's gardens for over many weeks, for over months, so that we could get money. There are many ways that we were affected. This made me to suffer a lot in my studies. My friends could study, I would start home, I would ask my mother for money, she could say she doesn't have. I could actually cry many days. We used to burn charcoal. You know, in charcoal there is dust, and that dust could affect me a lot. Since I was born with the asthma, that dust could affect me a lot. My lungs, I could not even breathe well. This made me to go in hospitals for over many times. Most of the times we spent our time with my mother, going in people's gardens. Actually, we had back pains. The tomatoes that we used to harvest had pesticides, affected us a lot in our lungs. I got some supporters who supported me in different ways, like in paying my school fees, in medication, paying requirements, and that I had to leave child labor. My appeal to the parents is that parents, you have to support your children in many ways, like taking them to school, buying them needs, and many others. And my appeal to the children is that we children, you have to use your talents. If you know that you have a talent, use it so that it can enable you get a sponsorship. My appeal to the government is that the government should construct as many schools as possible, most especially government schools, to enable vulnerable children who do not have enough facilitation. My appeal to the NGOs is that the NGOs should continue training us, should continue bringing up workshops so that we can know more about ourselves as we children.
Family yange ndina abaana 5, mbalabirira ndi omukazi. Musajja yandekaho kyava ku mabanja. Navaaho n'okunywa mwenge n'okubeera n'abakazi.
When our parents were still living in harmony, we used to attend school regularly. Unfortunately, our parents had disagreements. When he failed to service a loan he had acquired on behalf of the family, things changed when father decided to abandon our family. Inevitably, we were forced into joining child labor. We were mostly affected by school absenteeism. We were compelled to toil through child labor so that we service and pay back the loan our father had acquired. Due to school absenteeism, we had difficulties in comprehensively catching up with school work covered by our counterparts who were lucky to attend school regularly. We were involved in coffee picking, tilling land in people's gardens, and harvesting maize following the annual crop season. We need support, especially school tuition fees. In addition, there is need for authorities to enforce punitive measures that would deter employers from exploiting children through child labor. Also, there is need to provide peasant farm families with long-term social protection support schemes that, for example, offer coffee and banana plant seedlings, as well as piggery project, which I believe can raise a minimum annual profit return of about 300,000 Uganda shillings. I was forced into child labor due to lack of a school feeding package. I could not manage staying hungry for the entire school day that begins at 8 a.m. and end in the evening at 6 p.m. I was psychologically affected and unable to concentrate in class, always thinking about the existing opportunity for earning some money through child labor. Even when at the workplace, I experienced continuous verbal abuse and exploitation. During construction work, I would carry extremely strenuous building materials, risking my body health and well-being. I also worked in people's gardens and vending passion fruit. For me, I was mostly affected by exploitation, being enslaved by employers. I suffered abuse and earned peanuts. If you look at my school report, they indicate vividly that I would have performed well but failed due to absenteeism. Anpukan Uganda chapter has provided us with support that we use to buy scholastic material and some pocket money. I would propose that schools need to be supported to establish a school feeding program. I strongly believe many children are out in child labor due to lack of meals at school. Also, since there are many children in child labor in the informal construction sector, let the government compel the construction companies to form an association. In addition, enforce punitive legal measures and ensure continuous monitoring of construction workplaces to deter use of child labor. My name is Sendegia Royd. I have 3 siblings, namely Nacheyune Promise, Mahanga Erisa, and Namirimu Farida, who is in baby class. The rest of us are in P3. Our mom went to work for employment. Many times we lack food and other basic needs and stay hungry, and therefore resort to child labor for survival.
Kolera wane ebutiti mu trading center. Nalaba omwana ono ng'embeera gy'alimu si nnungi nnyo nga teyeeyagaza. Asiba munaatambula ne mubuuzaako ebibuuzo bye namubuuza, osoma nti nsoma naye sifuna lipooti, sifuna kuyambibwa kumala, ebitabo tebimala. Ne mugamba kati singa oboze n'obeerako wano bw'oyiga ku nviiri, bw'onkolerako emirimu, bwenkongeramu ku bitabo mpaka nga bw'otalina kuyambako, osanga okusoma oyinza otuuka mu P7 ne kugaana. N'oba ng'ate omulimo gw'omuntu ogufunye kuba nange nafunako abannyambako era y'ensonga lwaki ndi bwe nti. Abazadde abamu tebalina buvunaanyizibwa naddala abasajja. N'abakazi naffe alumu abakazi tusuulawo kuba ogenda okukola ne bagamba oba olina omwana tojja na mwana, abaana n'obalekawo.
Nze kino nkiweereza President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
My appeal goes to President Museveni. I appeal to him to establish a child protection fund similar to that of the elderly so that vulnerable children can be supported.